Hello everyone and welcome back to another weekly Bitcoin portfolio update video. Before we actually do get started, I want to address some concerns because it breaks my heart seeing so many, traders and investors out there that really like the crypto space, really like Bitcoin, and they're just managing their trades in a way that hurts them or is keeping them up at night or that's giving them too much like anxiety because there is a lot of hype out there. There's a lot of you know like indicators saying to buy. There's a lot of people saying um, like buy every dip, and then people are they're taking advantage of the opportunities a little too aggressively, which is putting them in a bad space once the asset price either stays flat for too long or goes down a little bit or doesn't go up um, in the short period of time that a lot of people want it to go up. So what I'm trying to say with that is simply that, um, for example, if if you are someone that is just, and I'm no like psychological professional or anything, but if you're someone that is currently invested in crypto in any way, rather it's through ETFs, stocks related to crypto, or the spot crypto itself, and it's keeping you up at night or it's giving you too much anxiety and you can't look away from the charts for like a portion of the day or anything, you're probably over your exposure to whatever specific asset is just a little too much, um, and to the point where it's giving you this like anxiousness because you are just overly exposed to the crypto, and your time horizon is probably also a little too short, and then that's just making it worse, right? So for any of you out there that are just experiencing this right now, uh, just understand that there's nothing wrong with well, if you have a long enough time horizon, it doesn't matter if the asset of, like, for example, Bitcoin goes down. We're currently a little under 60,000. That's fine if you have a long enough time horizon, like a couple months, or like if you're looking for like the end of the year, or even whatever the price is going to look like at the end of October. But if you have a long enough time horizon, then just sit back, go do something else. Like if you're not planning to touch it for like the next month or 3 months, um, then it doesn't matter what the price currently does because you're gonna look at it, a lot further up ahead. So just worry about something else. Go whatever your hobby is. Go, and enjoy other things, right? If you're not actively trying to make any transactions for that period of time, if you're someone that's trying to like short term a lot of these assets, just remember that you really need to practice. You don't need to, but it's highly recommended. I think it's very important that you highly practice portfolio management, position sizing, understanding that it's much, much more important, in my opinion, to trade price levels instead of, the time for the chart. So, like, instead of trading with time, like you're taking a position and you're either in or out, like in a couple hours or like in a day or two. Um, like, I don't think that's the ideal way to trade any asset. I strongly believe that it's better to have price levels, and I forgot to have trading view opened up here as well. But I think it's much more important to trade levels. For example, before we actually jump into the portfolio, um, levels that indicate how aggressive you should jump into the trade, either if you should be adding to your position lightly or if you should be adding to your position more aggressively. Levels is going to give you a better value, better positioning for the asset's value, understanding the levels and how strong they are, and what that looks like, rather than just focusing on time, like having to take a trade and either you're in or now and you're trying to force the trade to move in your biased direction. Um, that's to me that's called forcing trades instead of participating in the asset depending on the current value level it's at. That's actually, to me, that's like having a conversation with the asset rather than trying to force the asset to, um, like force the asset to have like a conversation with you. It doesn't want to, instead of just playing along and having the right conversation with the asset, if that makes sense, right? So I just think it's much more important to focus on levels rather than time, especially for new traders, because that's going to create less FOMO. It's going to create less stress. So it's very important, guys. Like, look at your position, look at how much is actually in there. If that fits with your time horizon, there's no reason for you to force trades. It's just not a healthy approach, right? Because it just won't work most of the time. But yeah, let's jump into the charts real quick. Before we do, I did add more to Bitcoin by buying more BITU. So I'm going to open up one of my brokerage accounts real quick so I can actually see what it looks like. And I'll post a picture up here right now. So I was able to, I have some more capital on the side for cases where the price does dip further. And in this case, yeah, BITU did dip further along with Bitcoin. And currently I added just a little bit. Let's see, I added 1,000 dollars and 61 cents. So that's 41 shares at $24.41, bringing my position up to 429 shares. Currently, average price is $25.68. With the current P&L being down $1,301.50. I took a screenshot so I can try to crop that and share it on this video. But yeah, up there, that's what the position looks like. I want to add another 1,000 either Monday or Tuesday next week. I'm gonna let like tomorrow play out as well. Friday, I'm gonna let the weekend play out. It should be we'll see how the weekend goes, but usually lately it's been pretty quiet with Bitcoin on the weekends. And then I'll add another 1,000 Monday or Tuesday, as long as Bitcoin stays below $63,000. Even if it goes over, I'll probably still add it, whatever. But I think it's still a really good deal for the current levels that it's at. Yeah, like 63 is still a pretty good level. Like, that's still well below this swing high. And I believe anything under 70,000, it's a great deal. So yeah, I'll add more to it Monday or Tuesday. And then I do have a private real estate placement that I've been participating in for a couple years now. And they said, so I liquidated that investment a while back, and they're finally going to pay me out like in November 14th or around there. I should hear from them. So so that private placement is no longer, it's liquidated. And then I'm going to receive those funds back. I think I'm going to use just a little bit of it, maybe like 1,000, between 1,000 and like $4,500 or something like that. I will use that and buy more BITU if the prices look to be where I like it to be. So yeah, I'm going to buy again next week, most likely, and then I'll probably buy again sometime around mid-November. I'll just use some of those funds for this as well, because I don't really need any of that cash, so just might as well just put it somewhere instead of just leaving it in cash, like just sitting there collecting dust. So so yeah, guys, I removed the pop filter on my microphone. I want to see what it sounds like. I haven't tested it or anything. It should probably sound about the same. But yeah, guys, we haven't, of course, like I say in every video, I did not add any more or taken away anything from Bitcoin. As you can see, like, my transactions have not changed. We are down a little bit more now. We are down $11,971. So we're down more than last update video. And then Bitcoin is sitting just below $60,000. So and something else I want to say, and I'm going to explain this again in like a future video, maybe tomorrow, like a chart planning video, because I'm going to go and show you guys yeah, so inflation report came out today, right? So CPI 2.4%. I believe it's higher than expected, but it's still making progress though. It's still making progress. And the one thing I find interesting, right, is, and I say this in every video, Bitcoin is still and I want to say something real quick. Mara is just holding strong. Like I honestly anticipated that Bitcoin were to have current, like, just, I always thought like we would be much lower, maybe trading around $10. But no, we keep kind of like consolidating in this area. Next thing you know, look at us. We're at this support right here, and we're trying to hold it. So this is very interesting. I'm very excited to see how this is continue to play out. Maybe we can see the price fall a little bit lower and break below this. But I'm impressed of how like strong Mara is actually currently holding. So let's see if maybe we can get lower prices on it. It'll create a better setup for the rest of the year. But yeah, if Bitcoin is created, of course, to step away from like the traditional financial institution of that we're all used to, and at least in the US, right, that we're all used to. And with that being said, it's like, well, if inflation is creating fear in the markets, like, why is Bitcoin falling? The whole reason of Bitcoin is to step away from these traditional, means of exchange that we're all used to in the U.S. And I find it silly how prices are falling because of this, which reminds me that this asset is still quite, you guys can look this up yourself, do some research on inflation yourself, but it just fascinates me that, like, this is still such a fresh asset where it's not being valued how it should. In the most part, a lot of macroeconomic stuff, rather it has to do with it or it doesn't have to do with it, still affects Bitcoin, like if it was part of like the NASDAQ or something. Like at least it's getting a little bit further away from that, but it's still happening. And then I find it interesting where it's like, well, if it's still being valued incorrectly, in my opinion, then that just creates so much value currently, because when it is valued how it should be, that's when we're going to start seeing the price go up so much, and it's going to be worth as much as like Berkshire Hathaway A shares or something like that, right? So like it's just incredible, and I find this it's so fascinating. It's such an amazing opportunity, right, where we can all like watch these assets, participate in them. And guys, and remember, October is expected to be a very positive month, and I did add a lot to BITU because I was expecting October to, actually kick off really nicely. I was actually expecting this week to also be positive as well, but we're still in the negative when we fell more into it. So we will still see, because we're still early in October. It is only October 10th. And if you guys look back at September, like for like September right here. If you guys look back at September, we fell aggressively, and the next thing you know, boom, even more aggressively, the price fell a ton. And then towards the end of like trying to like get close to like halfway through September, towards the rest of it, that's when we start recovering, and we finally go back to like being even in September. So really bad start, aggressive like fake out right here, which just liquidates so many people, and then the pump up, bringing us back to like even where we started in September, and then the rest of September, boom, just like breaking up even higher. So then like, why can't we do the same here, right? It is still possible. Like, we're still early in the month. There's no reason to fear too much, because look, October starts and we start falling. We fall eventually, and we can already be starting. Could be. We will see. Also, I like how nicely we bounced off of this bottom support area within the overall, or support line within the overall support area right here. Very nice bounce off of it. Very nice. And then we can spend the next week or so like recovering back to breaking even on October, where we start in October, and then the final like week of October, we can easily just see prices shoot up higher, and then start flirting with 70K, right? So like this is still very bullish in my opinion, because like we can just do the same thing we did in September, we can do it here. So, and then like this big dip we had in September down here, like that could be this dip right here, or we will see, but like I don't feel like there's much reasoning to fear right now, because things are still looking really, really good with this asset. And if I can move this a little bit so we can readjust it for the current structure, this this orange line is my resistance area. So I want to see prices eventually go back to the orange lines, and then see if it can break past it, right? But things are looking good. Like we're not down that much. We're down like 6%. There's no reason to fear. We can easily just be repeating the same thing we went through in September, right? And then another thing is that there is, and you guys can do your own research on this as well, but there's just a pile of cash in crypto, sits near record levels. Like, I don't think they have a chart, do they? Ooh, I think they do. Oh yeah, so USDT. So it's cash as in like when they say cash, if you guys aren't aware, pile of cash in crypto means pile of cash sitting as crypto. So like USDT, for example. And it looks like USDT reserves on exchanges, that's the blue line, and then Bitcoin price is the black line. As you can see, like as we continue to dip and as we continue to extend this correction we've started like months ago, the pi of USDT just keeps climbing and keeps climbing. So like all that is the reason people hold on to USDT is of course because they plan to buy crypto with it, not because they want to. I believe there is a decent yield in USDT that beats a lot of institutions. But like for example, when treasury yields are jumping up higher, then why aren't people just buying treasury bonds during times of fear, right? No, they're buying USDT. Like it doesn't make sense. Like when it comes to that, but when it makes perfect sense that people are buying this, and it's probably institutions and whales and whatnot, but that's because they're getting ready to like buy Bitcoin, right? And buy Ethereum, like probably Solana, and like a lot of other really good stuff. So it just makes perfect sense to me. I'm not going to get too much into this chart because I want to leave this for a chart planning video. But yeah, guys, I might add $100 to Bitcoin because currently Coinbase is having a this like giveaway of, there's like 6 days left, and like why not participate in it? I believe like 200 people can receive $100 of USDC, and then one person will be given like one whole Bitcoin. So it's like, and you opt in, and then you can like just like you can trade however much you want. It doesn't matter. You can do like I think even $10 or $50 or $100. It doesn't matter. As long as you, I believe, make a trade with Bitcoin, you opt in, and then they let you you're part of like the giveaway. So if you guys want to participate in that, and like it's up to you, I just think why not, right? You can, there's no minimum, excuse me, of how much you can actually invest, technically like $10, $20. Why not participate in it? And I do have a link down below. It's just I don't know if it's like a referral link or anything, but you sign up with it, and you'll make a Coinbase account, and they'll give you $10 worth of Bitcoin. And you can just use that $10 worth of Bitcoin. You can like sell it, and then maybe like buy back in or whatever, and that way you can participate in the giveaway, and that way it doesn't cost you anything, and you have nothing to lose and potentially something to gain. But everything I did say in this video, guys, is not financial advice. This is all just my own personal view on Bitcoin, and this is just a way for me to document my journey, and in no ways am I telling anyone to or recommend anyone to buy, sell, or hold anything. Again, it's not financial advice. So yeah, guys, 1.139 Bitcoin. We're currently down basically $12,000, and average price 70K. So we'll be back at $80,000 once we break even, and then anything after that is of course unrealized gains. Above that, our portfolio is worth $67,896. So I'm excited to see this eventually go back into 70K, and then eventually back to 80K, and then we can just see a run up from there as Bitcoin begins to go much higher in the future. Once all this short-term fear goes away, it's just upside from here on, and we're all gonna forget about this dip we're currently having in Bitcoin. It's like we're all gonna forget about it, because next thing you know, there's gonna be a lot of buying, and then when there's a lot of buying, you have like FOMO kicking in. Everyone just starts getting excited again, and then it's just how it goes. It's just how it goes, right? Like we were much lower previously. Technically, we're still moving up higher. I need to remodify the chart. I need to move a lower low arrow so it's like better representative, but I'll leave that for the chart planning video. So yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hopefully Bitcoin stays down, so on the next video I can share with you guys my another buy with BITU, so that way we'll be in total. We're currently invested 11,000, but we're down. So so hopefully we can have 12,000 invested next week, and then maybe depending where Bitcoin goes. I have no problem if Bitcoin stays below all-time highs for like the next month and a half or 2 months, because that means I can add more into it before it really starts pumping. But I'll keep you guys updated on that, of course, weekly. And once I get that private placement real estate money sent to me, I'm going to use that and buy more Bitcoin as well, or exposure to it. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care, and guys, remember, just manage your positions in a way that's just mentally healthy for yourself. That's it. Take care.